Green here. Listen, today I'm going to be taking apart a dual fan assembly that I found at a tenant moving out. Pretty much everything had been picked over by the time I got there. Got some extension cords and got this fan. Too filthy for anybody to want to reuse, but it does have two motors in it. So let's start taking it apart and scrapping it up. Okay, scrappers, here we have our fan assembly. It's held together by some screws on the back, star-shaped Phillips. I took most of them out, just double checking to see what we've got here. Looks like it might just pop apart at this point, but if not, don't be afraid to break it. It's not going to be reused for anything. So let's see what we can get out of this. Oh, my version of a bigger hammer. And here we go. Oh, a couple screws still in, but oh well. Okay, pretty much what I thought. Two fans. Let's take apart some of these screws on the inside, see what we've got. So, just running it through, running it through. Oh, looks like a little bit of circuitry here. Some switches. Some copper wire. I did take already the plug out. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Picked this up a few weeks ago, so maybe somebody had already beat me to that part. And left the motors behind. Silly kids. Well, let's see about getting this little bit of green board out. My yard will pay for green board. This is that second tier board. Not a lot of copper on it. There is a chip or two here. Yeah, my yard will pay for this 10 cents a pound. Actually, you know what? I think it's 15 cents now as e-waste. So, a little bit of wire. Some plastic. Well, we don't need the plastic. A little bit more plastic. Let's see what we got in here. How to get those fans off. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to take the blades off. Just do it easy. No sense breaking everything. If they will pop off easy, that'd be great. If not, so be it. Let's put on some gloves. This looks pretty dirty. Couple more pieces of plastic we don't need. More screws to access. There we go. Into the bin. Nice little motor. Let's just snip some of these wires back, make it a little bit easier to deal with. Motor, variable speed, reversing, and I had a nice little, oh here, I'll use a little pry bar. Once again, I can't stress enough, eye protection. You do not want to be doing this without some form of goggle. A little bit of switches and electric. I'll break those apart in a second to see what's in there. Just double check to make sure. Add in a magnet, handy dandy. Make sure there's no metal in here. Nothing on the front. Piece of plastic. All right, we're back, and here's some of the pieces. We have the two motors. A little bit of electric right here. I busted open a switch right there. Some of the screws. There's a unique piece here. Why don't you let me know what this is? Could be a piece of aluminum, very lightweight metal in there when I busted that open. A little bit of the cord. What else do we have? Well, here, why don't we just take apart one of these motors now. I've taken off the screws. In this particular case, one of these screws, right here, was stripped. Put it in the vise, clamped down on the screw, gave it a tap with Old Faithful hammer. What we've got here in the middle is a copper winding around some heavy metal. We've got this piece in here, and we've got some aluminum cast. Doesn't look like there's any brass fixtures. Oh, there might be a little bit of brass in there. But the big thing is the copper. So what we'll do is we'll take apart both these motors for the copper. Alright, scrappers, now what I've done is I've put the little copper winding into my vise. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. I've seen several people try different ways. A couple of the ways that I like to do it is, well, first off, you cut the paper, it only gets in the way. Second thing, you should always check. Sometimes these things are aluminum coated wire. And a simple way is you just take a file, I go through it, no shine, comes out paper, penny colored, and therefore I know that I am looking at good copper. So, some of the things I like to do is first I stretch it up a bit, and I look. You can either do it with a hacksaw. I've got this big bolt cutter, so I just cut through the windings. Let's see what we've got here. Just want to, oh, look at that. I don't even think I need to cut through that much. Yeah, that one's cut. Use the little snips from time to time, just to cut through, stand them up. You can see I'm a little bit too hard still. Now I've seen some people take a hacksaw, a grinder, whatever, and cut all the windings off. Maybe that's a better way to do it. I don't know. This looks awfully frail. A lot of fiber to it. Fiber like in diet. No, there's a lot of loose wires. Hate to lose it, those wires, after we've spent some time and effort. And then once I've got them cut, I just come across, pop, 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 and pop it all up, one at a time. There we go. There we go. Nice little number 2. Copper. A little bit more here. Some heavy steel. It's all stripped here. Cast. Some screws. Some wire, a little bit of wire here, little bit of really cheap board, a little bit of hair, copper hairs that'll just ball up, and there we go. And the big things. Scrappers, there we have it. 2 fans, dual fan action, and a fun little scrap job. Take care, be safe.